Hi there. Welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Welcome to a bit of my day here at Sunnyside Journals. Up here in Canada, where today it's actually sunny and extremely cold. The little girl went for a walk early this morning with my hubby, and she's the one who cut it short, so it must have been cold on her paws or on her ears, or, well, who knows. She hasn't learned to speak English yet, so we just follow her cues. Anyhow, so we're still working. We are still working on this beautiful journal that I am determined to finish in 2025, even though I began it in 2021. Oh my goodness. We were in the throes of COVID by then, weren't we? It was in the bad parts of it. I seem to, am I remembering correctly? It feels like a lifetime ago. Anyhow, I mean, I did do a little bit of work. You'll hear I'm still coughing a little. Over the Christmas break, the holiday break, and I like the amount of pinch that I've got here. I don't plan on putting lace, but I do plan on putting leaves and a little bit of fabric here and there in this journal, but not too much. Keep it mostly a writer's journal. Now, on the front here, I did have a little bit of fun. As I mentioned, I had been saving this and put it in the box that had been up in my cupboard for 4 years now. Oh dear. I guess it took me so long to finish it, it has now become 4 years instead of 3 years. If I had finished it in the fall, like I said, I could have said 3 years, but nevertheless, in one of my bird watchers books, and thank goodness I wrote the date, 1979, that is the exact drawing. So they must have got the rights for it when they made this. This paper is from Paper Placemats. So they must have got the rights for the drawing, one or the other, because that is I've looked it over and over and over, and that's the exact drawing of this little bird. And it was kind of nice. It solved a question for me, because here I was thinking it was some kind of a jay, and it's a little crested tit. So how cute is that? So and they're apparently, it says this small chubby tit, brownish above and pale beneath, with its sibilant purring call note, is resident in a comparatively small area of Scotland, chiefly centered around the beautiful Spy Valley. The crest is white dappled with black, the cheeks white outlined by black band. The length of it is 4.5 inches, 11 centimeters, so not a very big little guy. And so cute. So I had to, of course, I saved it, obviously, for 4 years to put into this book, and I thought it needs to go front and center, so that the new owner will know who this is on the front cover of this journal. Now, I have quite a bit of vellum paper from, again, probably years ago now. I would have to look through my video history from Your Creative Studio. One of them was on woodland creatures, and there were several sheets of vellum in it, beautiful vellum paper. So what I did was I made a pocket for the back. So, for example, this is actually a pocket in there with that beautiful stag on it. And what I did was, I used my new whatchamacallit brush, spatter brush, and put some snow on it. And then it was I think it was a 6x6 piece. So I didn't want to waste the part that I cut off, so I made a tiny pocket for in the front and put a bit of snow on it too. And then I have all these from the last time that I made a solstice journal. It's been that long, that many years. I had printed off enough, thank goodness, of quotes about either winter or solstice or snow, that sort of thing, of quotes from various authors, poets, that sort of thing. And so I put one of the quotes right here that actually is on. It says, "The winter solstice is the time of ending and beginning, a powerful time, a time to contemplate your immortality, a time to forgive, to be forgiven, and to make a fresh start, a time to awaken." So that's a quote from Frederick Lenz. Anyhow, so I put those in there so that I didn't cover up how beautiful this is. This paper was from Camille. And it's actually Camille again who's inspired the next little bit that I just want to work on today. We're just going to do a little bit today with you, and then get on with things. Camille sent quite a few nice little pieces that she made herself, and she did this. Isn't it beautiful? With the stamp of the owl on it, and then some slow stitching on it. And look at how perfect those stitches are. So beautiful and layered on there, and with the little piece of lace and the little button. And at first I thought, I had put this in the box, and then I realized when I was doing some stamping, I thought, why don't I do a little version sort of what Camille has inspired for me, and I'll do that some on here, and put them here and there through the other signatures in the book, because there's so many signatures. There's 11 in here. So that's what I thought I would experiment with today. So maybe we'll work on a tree here. Now, scissors. Let's see how big we need this to be. So I already pressed it, and you know me. If you've watched me for a while, you know I cannot resist pulling the threads off the edges of torn fabric. So, and if somebody doesn't stop me, I just keep going. So somebody stop me. There we go. All right, that's it. No, one more. There. All right. I take care with these because these, there's still enough pup in Kirby that she will lick those up off the floor. And threads can be dangerous in animals' digestive systems. They can get tangled up in their, digestive system, and it can be quite deadly. All right, so I've been using lately just putting a padding of paper towel underneath when I do some stamping. And I think I want to do green with my green with my green tree, and we'll see how that turns out. Should I have I guess I should do a trial stamp. I'm not, stamping is not my strength. I wonder what my strength is when it comes to junk journaling. Not quite sure. Making sure that I put laxative ads. Finding a way to sneak laxative ads into journals. That's quite a strength to be able to claim. All right, so I love this. I say it over and over again, but the Versaclair inks impress me so much. They just stay so nice and juicy and vibrant for such a long time. I'm not quite sure how old this ink is, and it is still wonderful. Now I'm just doing a test over here. Oh yeah, that's nice. Now I don't know what to expect from over here. So let's try again. Well, I expected it to be darker. I like that better than that. Let's try it on a harder surface. Let's see if I can match it up. It's all about experimenting, right? I guess we'll see. I can always do another one. Goodness knows I've got enough fabric. Yeah, that would have been better. I think that's still good enough to use. I'm going to balance this a bit, by pulling a bit more thread off from the top. Now I wonder, so I've got some of this fabric I was showing you yesterday. This one is pine cones. Where'd it go? I am not going to attempt to slow stitch the way Camille did. But that's very pretty. I wonder if I can... Let's find a corner, maybe where I've already torn. I don't think I've used this one yet. That's amazing. I'll clean that later. That aside. This is where it gets tricky. trying to do smaller pieces. Now, of course, you're probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking right now is, Catherine, you can't even tell that there's pine cones. No, you can't. But I know they're there. Come on. Thank you. And I'll still use this somewhere else in the book. Put a little ruffle somewhere. Maybe I'll make this a tuck spot. Now there's an idea. All right, I'm going to okay, I'm going to pause while I finish. All right, so I've got that ready. I have a piece of my Alice cardstock because I'm going to make this into a little tuck spot. Now, I brought this side over a little bit, but now this frayed edge is a little too long, so I'm going to do some of my hair cutting skills and do a bit of point cutting and bring this torn edge in a little bit. And you've probably had your own hairstylists do this to your own head while doing your haircut every once in a while. I think it's one of the nicest maneuvers a hairstylist can use, especially on bangs. To point cut bangs, I think, gives you the nicest bangs. Or fringe, as some of our friends around the world call it, a fringe. Here in Canada, we call them bangs. And it's a lot more forgiving when you point cut your fringe. Because not everyone's... Now there's one little area here where the scissors cut in order to start my tear. So you can make that, you can camouflage that a bit better by point cutting in. Not everyone has, you know, their forehead, the hairline around their forehead is different. Some have a widow's peak, some have a cowlick, some hair grows forward, some hair grows backwards. And point cutting the bangs can accommodate for a multitude of problems with your hairline. So it's a wise hairstylist who uses point cutting when they trim bangs. All right, so I'm going to use my glue stick because I'm going to be sewing this. So the glue stick will just be enough to hold it in place, but the thread will really be what holds it strong. I should turn this over, and that way I know I'll get it centered better. And it can be, doesn't have to be perfect. And this will be sort of my little faux way of doing some slow stitching. And we'll still put Camille's beautiful one in. All right, so there's that. And then we're going to put this one on top and layer it. Oh, now this will be a little trickier. Maybe I should put it, maybe I should put the glue on here instead. I think that works better. Oh, and that shows a bit more of the pine cones. Oh, there's one of those threads. You know what I think I should have done? But the sewing is going to help. If I had done some 3-in-1 around the edge on that, mind you, this is really thin fabric. 3-in-1 would have shown right through. All right, I'm going to go and sew this, and I'll show you what I've done in a moment. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot how to run my sewing machine. It's been that long. So there's sort of a little quick stitch way of, there we go, of doing the beautiful hand slow stitching. So still both pretty in their own way, and I think that's all. Part of me is wondering if I should have stitched under there first, but live and learn. I'll know next time. I think that will be fine because I'm going to be using glue anyways. I'm going to run my a bone folder along there. Now I didn't bother to change the bobbin, and it still has a gold thread, but I think that's kind of nice. So I'm going to I think what I'll do is tie these green ones together on the top and just add a dab of glue underneath and trim those gold ones close, and that will be fine. You know me, I like dangly threads in my journals, especially threads for a woodland journal. I mean, birdies, when they find threads, they love them in their nests. If they can find threads here and there and bring them back when they're building nests for in the spring. So there we go. So what I'll do is, over here on this side, is I'm just going to put a little dab. I'll just use our glitter glue. Oh, see, there we go again. That shows you how long since I've used my glues. Oh, it's been so long since I felt like coming up to this room. Come on. There's just no way my eyes got that bad in 2 weeks. They just got out of the habit. So I'm just going to put a little bit of art glitter glue on there and just mash it in with my fingers. That'll be enough. I could have put some masking tape over it. It really won't matter. Come on. There we go. I had a lot of comments on yesterday's video on many of you are going to attempt I'm going to make these different lengths. Many of you are going to attempt the no buy, low buy intention for 2025 and see how well you do. So maybe we can keep each other's spirits up when we hear about friends and family who are into junk journaling and out and off thrifting. We can live our. I was saying to Nancy today, I'm going to live my thrifting dreams by proxy through her. So I expect her to let me know all the wonderful things that she finds, although it might make me break my intention early, but we'll see how far I can get into the year. Now, so I want to just put a little tuck spot somewhere. Oh, now look, we got this nice green paper that Alice gave me. That looks nice there, but maybe I should wait and put it further in the back. Where are you? And I'll be like Nancy. I was watching her video the other day, and I tend to be like her as well. And I tend to dominate the right sides of page openings. And, oh, I can hear a plane going over. If you can hear a rumbling sound, we got a plane going over. I always like to look out the window and see if I can see it. They keep calling for us to be getting snow, but I don't see any yet, and the sky is so clear. There aren't even any clouds that could drop anything on us. So I'm going to do one of my L-shaped ones. I find they make very efficient tuck spots. So I'm going to use some 3-in-1, or what am I using here? Oh, Fabri-Tac on here. And then I'm going to, I'm running out of room already, and it's only the beginning of the year. I'm going to let it overhang this page, because this page is a little bit smaller, and that'll look nicer from the other side. So I guess it would help if you could see what I'm doing. So I've measured up where the Alice cardstock is now being glued to the Alice paper. Alice was very generous to me when she came to visit this past fall. There we go. So now we've incorporated a little bit of fabric in, and there's a tree there. It didn't come out as nice as that tree, but oh well, it still looks cool, and it's sort of a play on this one. Maybe I should go ahead and put this one into, what about the 10th one? What have we got in here that might look nice? Now, I don't think I did any, this fabric here would have looked nice on avocado lace paper. I'm concerned that this is going to fray if I use it as a tuck spot. So I may do what I was thinking about doing with the other one. So let's do that together before I turn off for the day. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of Fabri-Tac along the edge back here, and I'm just going to mash it in. And what that will do is it will prevent this fabric from fraying any further. And I'm just going to let it dry upside down before I decide where this is eventually going to go. I'm just going to get out one of my silicone makeup brushes and just mash that in, and it'll just dry on its own. And this is thick enough that it won't show through on the other side, but it's just enough that it will stop that it'll stop it from wanting to fray and unravel, especially if it's going to be a pocket, which this is what I plan on using this for, as a little pocket. And it's thick enough that I won't have to back it the way I had to back the one that I just made. I like this. It's sort of like a little play on a snowflake. So that's going to look cute in there. So maybe I won't rush to use it and find a good place to fit that in before I'm too hasty in putting it somewhere into one of the signatures. Okay, so we didn't get much done, but we had a nice little visit, and it got me started on my day. So now I feel like I got going on things, and let's see how many signatures I can get through before we meet together again. So I'm going to leave that upside down and put it aside and let it dry. And I'm going to work on a few more and maybe use a few more different fabrics. And I've got an owl, I've got an acorn, I've got pine needles. What else have I got? Oh, another acorn. Oh wait, pine cone, pardon me. I've got an acorn. I've got 2 different acorns. And then I do have, this one's from the Your Creative Studio. I've got threads everywhere. So I'm going to find places to use those. And they also included some tiny ones. The timing was just right. I remember when this arrived. It was around the same time that I was making this journal. And I remember putting it aside, and I put it in the box with every intention of using it, which means for 4 years I didn't use any of those stamps with the deer on them. They got put away in the mysterious box that was up in my closet for 4 years. Oh boy. Oh well. Well, thanks for joining me today as we put one little pocket in, but we got something accomplished, and I'll just be putting a little piece of tea-dyed paper or something like that in there, or a tag. I have so many things that I've saved in the box, so I'm going to have to look through and figure out what it is I'm going to do. So have a great rest of your day. If you're still here after 32 minutes, I hope you'll take a second and say hi down below. I'll say hi back, and click like if you can, and it gets me back into, I've been so out of the algorithm that I think YouTube has forgotten about me. So by clicking like on it and making a comment, that helps wake YouTube up and go, oh yeah, Sunnyside Journals, they're still alive. Who'd have thought? Take care. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk soon. Bye.